His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received a cable of thanks and appreciation from His Royal Highness the wife of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for Women, the SCW, Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa. In the cable, Her Royal Highness expressed her heartfelt appreciation for the unwavering royal support received by the SCW from His Majesty the King. She added that the royal support of His Majesty has played a crucial role in empowering Bahraini women as essential partners in Bahrain's development. She affirmed the SCW's commitment to launching more joint initiative programmes and plans in direct coordination with the government, led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. She said the SCW is proudly celebrating its 23rd anniversary, coinciding with the Kingdom's Silver Jubilee of His Majesty's accession to the throne. Her Royal Highness added that the SWC expressed deep appreciation for the unwavering royal support that has been pivotal throughout its journey. She noted that this support has established a strong foundation for the Council's efforts, empowering Bahraini women as essential contributors to society. Her Royal Highness affirmed that it would continue to implement joint initiatives, programmes and plans under the guidance of His Majesty the King, in close coordination with the government, led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. These efforts aim to enhance development, policies, legislation and services that address women's needs. The positive outcomes of these initiatives reflected in the progress of Bahraini women in national development, highlighting their essential role in society. She prayed for continued success under the leadership of His Majesty the King, aiming to support Bahraini women in shaping a prosperous future for the Kingdom. Her Royal Highness wished His Majesty the King abundant health and success in achieving further progress and prosperity for Bahrain and its citizens. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received a cable of thanks from Her Royal Highness, the wife of His Majesty the King and President of the Supreme Council for Women, the SCW, Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa, in response to His Royal Highness's congratulations during the Cabinet session, marking the 23rd anniversary of the SCW. Her Royal Highness emphasised the significance of the SCW, noting its numerous achievements under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. She emphasised the important role of the government of Bahrain, led by His Royal Highness, in supporting the Council's mission, which has been instrumental in further elevating the status of Bahraini women across various sectors. Her Royal Highness underscored the successful integration of women's needs across national development plans, empowering Bahraini women to contribute effectively alongside men to drive the Kingdom's progress and development. She expressed her gratitude to His Royal Highness and reaffirmed her commitment to supporting His Majesty's vision for the Kingdom's continued growth and prosperity. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, met with the Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Isa bin Salman Education Charitable Trust and Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Labour Fund, Tamkeen, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and members of the Board of Directors at Tamkeen at Al Sakir Palace. His Royal Highness emphasised the importance of increasing productivity and efficiency to improve individual and societal outcomes, expressing the Kingdom's commitment to creating programmes that encourage the private sector to employ Bahraini professionals. His Royal Highness also stressed the significance of providing high-level training programmes for Bahraini professionals to help achieve the goals of the comprehensive development led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness noted that the skilled and capable Bahraini workforce has played a crucial role in Bahrain's history, emphasising the importance of providing appropriate training and employment opportunities within the private sector in support of citizens and the economy. He expressed appreciation for the tireless efforts of His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad in achieving the aspirations and goals for which Tamkeen was established, and expressed his gratitude to Tamkeen's Board of Directors and employees for their efforts and dedication in enhancing the Fund's work streams and adding value to the Kingdom's wide-ranging economic objectives. During the meeting, His Royal Highness reviewed Tamkeen's extensive efforts over the last few months, commending the achievements that demonstrate the Fund's commitment and dedication to ensuring citizens remain at the forefront of development. In this regard, His Royal Highness stressed the importance of building on efforts to achieve the Fund's goals, which contribute to ensuring Bahraini citizens remain the preferred choice for employment in the kingdom's vibrant labour market. He noted that Bahraini citizens are the wealth of the nation and are the foundation for all development paths, and emphasised Bahrain's commitment to empowering and creating quality job opportunities for Bahraini citizens. For his part, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad expressed gratitude for His Royal Highness's commitment to supporting Tamkeen's efforts to develop and enhance the Bahraini workforce across all fields. His Highness underlined the importance of fostering a supportive environment for Bahraini professionals to develop and thrive, and creating new opportunities and strengthen their role in the labour market. The Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, also attended the meeting. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, met with the newly appointed Ambassador of the Kingdom of Bahrain to the State of Qatar, Mohammed bin Ali Al Ghatan. His Royal Highness highlighted the long-standing relationship between Bahrain and Qatar, which is supported by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the Emir of Qatar, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. He noted the Kingdom's commitment to further strengthening cooperation between the two countries. His Royal Highness concluded by wishing Mohammed bin Ali success in performing his diplomatic duties. For his part, Mohammed bin Ali expressed his gratitude for His Royal Highness's support of diplomatic missions abroad, including the diplomatic mission in Qatar, contributing to furthering the Bahraini-Qatar partnership and meeting mutual aspirations. The Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, also attended the meeting. The First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority, the GSA, and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, the BOC, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, praised the efforts made by the Olympic champions, stressing that these achievements would not have been made without their hard work and strong determination. Implementation of His Highness's directives, the BOC organised a public celebration at City Centre Mall for the Olympic champions, who won medals at the Paris 2024 Olympics. Honorees included runners Winifred Yavi and Salwa Eid Nasser, wrestler Ahmed Taj Al-Din, and weightlifter Gur Manasyan. His Highness said that such celebrations reflect the Bahraini people's appreciation for the heroes' achievements on the international sports scenes and contribute to motivating the next generation of athletes to strive for excellence. The accompanying events created an enthusiastic and exciting atmosphere with great audience interaction. His Highness extended sincere thanks to everyone who attended and participated, including fans and representatives of sports clubs and federations. He praised the event's organisation and wished for continued achievements that elevate Bahrain's name in international sports forums. The Minister of Cabinet Affairs, Hamad bin Faisal Al Malki, affirmed that under the comprehensive development journey led by His Majesty the King and with the diligent follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Bahrain is progressing steadily and rapidly in the process of development and growth. He pointed out that the Kingdom of Bahrain continually seeks to modernise its governmental operations, ensuring the continuous provision of the best governmental services, while working to elevate them to high levels of efficiency, quality and excellence, thereby reinforcing the principles of sustainability, competitiveness and justice. The Minister explained that the Cabinet's decision to develop 500 government services was implemented through the formation of a Government Services Development Committee, which approved improvements for 24 different government entities over 7 months. During this period, the development of these services was completed, encompassing 240 services provided to individuals, 180 services for businesses and institutions, and 80 shared services. Al-Malki noted that a specialised task force was formed within each government entity to implement the proposed developments and re-engineer the services. A comprehensive working mechanism was established to decide on the implementation of the development proposals and to set clear standards to ensure the achievement of the desired objectives. The Minister added that this development aims to achieve a set of important objectives, most notably reducing the required documentation for governmental procedures by at least 50%, making it easier for citizens and residents to access services faster and more efficiently. The duration of service level agreements was reduced by at least 25%, ensuring the provision of high quality services in the shortest possible time. He noted that a goal has been set to achieve 100% electronic transformation of services, reducing the steps required to access electronic services to a maximum of 4 steps, thereby enhancing the user experience and minimising the associated process. The strategy includes improving the user interface by simplifying procedures and unifying service information across all platforms, which has become a mandatory goal within the developmental strategy. The government of the Kingdom of Bahrain takes prominent steps to develop its government services efficiently and effectively to meet the needs and expectations of individuals and institutions in order to consolidate the principles of the Bahrain Economic Vision 2030. More in this report.
The Kingdom of Bahrain is striving to achieve its vision of becoming a country based on providing integrated government services based on the depth of the government practice and cumulative experiences for the important goal of improving the lives of community members and meeting the needs and expectations of individuals and institutions efficiently and effectively in order to consolidate the principles of Bahrain Economic Vision 2030, which are sustainable, competitiveness and justice. As part of the continuation of the comprehensive development process under the leadership of His Majesty the King, Bahrain has succeeded in developing 500 government services, which came within the goal of developing government performance and digital transformation in the Government Work Programme 2023 to 2026, which has resulted in positive outcomes thanks to the directives and follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. Government services development initiatives contribute to reducing documents and shortening the steps for submitting applications, in addition to improving website interfaces and continuing electronic transformation. Among the most prominent percentages that were announced is the reduction of documents required for government procedures by 50% for 182 services in all sectors, including 46 services that do not require any documents now, in addition to reducing the duration of the service level agreement by a minimum of 25% for 308 services, including 61 services that were transformed into instant services, while the application steps for 167 electronic services become a maximum of 4 steps.
The Minister of Housing and Urban Planning, Amna bint Ahmed Al-Rumehi, affirmed that the approval of the Cabinet on the draft decision regarding regulatory procedures for housing is aimed at further benefiting citizens who utilise housing services. This includes the cancellation of the requirement that prevents a wife from benefiting from inherited property in order to access housing services, thereby ensuring the continuity of the housing application. Al-Rumehi indicated that the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning has begun taking procedural steps to issue ministerial decisions to introduce the requirements that will ensure the implementation of the new standards. She pointed out that this comes in response to a joint coordination between the legislative and executive authorities. The Minister praised the Cabinet's approval to streamline the process for obtaining nomination certificates for ownership services. This includes a crucial amendment that simplifies eligibility criteria, particularly for widows and divorced individuals with minor children, by removing age-related conditions for children listed in housing applications. She announced a key update to the nomination process for housing, particularly benefiting widows and divorced individuals with minor children. The new regulation ensures that if an applicant from this group is granted a nomination certificate, the application will not be affected by the children reaching the age of 21. The change is part of the Ministry's ongoing efforts to prioritise housing for those in need. Aramehi said that these amendments to the housing regulations are designed to better serve Bahraini families and address the diverse needs of the community. She also affirmed the Ministry's commitment to continuously improve housing services in response to citizen feedback and legislative input. The Minister of Youth Affairs, Ron Tafiki, led a tour of Youth City 2030 for several ambassadors and officials from various embassies. The tour was organised between the Youth Affairs Ministry in cooperation with a strategic partner, the Labour Fund Tamkeen, to highlight the city's diverse training programmes. The ambassadors and officials were treated on the Ministry's and Tamkeen's ongoing efforts to enhance Youth City 2030 through specialised initiatives aimed at developing national competencies. The ministers, ambassadors and officials also reviewed the cultural exhibition, which includes cultural, artistic and folklore aspects that tell the history and civilization of brotherly and friendly countries, in addition to highlighting areas of development. The minister stressed the depth of the relations between Bahrain and its counterparts from friendly and brotherly countries in various domains, including the youth aspect, which is witnessing rapid growth through the launch and organisation of a number of joint youth programmes. She noted that the introductory tour of the ambassadors and officials in Youth City 2030 aims to inform them of the Bahraini experience in the field of preparing and empowering youth and the steps taken to develop youth skills, develop their capabilities and support their projects in order to enter the labour market. The CEO of Government Hospitals, Dr. Mariam Al-Jalahma, confirmed that following the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, the waiting list for cochlear implants at Salmania Medical Complex have been cleared. This was in line with the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, confirming that the waiting list for cochlear implants at Salmania Medical Complex were cleared in August. She praised it as a significant step in improving healthcare for citizens and enhancing the quality of medical services in Bahrain. She appreciated the significant support the health sector receives from His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and a strong commitment to enhancing the sector and its services for the benefit of the entire community. She noted that 23 surgeries have been completed since the beginning of this year and 373 since the programme started at Salmania Medical Complex. Great efforts are being made by Tamkeen to preserve public funds and direct support to beneficiaries in the best possible way. Tamkeen continues to strengthen its control procedures on requests for wage support by developing an integrated plan to unify all efforts and identify any violations or suspicions related to the use of support through legal recruitment. Tamkeen continues its efforts to strengthen its oversight procedures by developing an integrated plan to unify all efforts and identify any violations or suspicions related to the use of support, as Team Keen continues to audit the beneficiaries of its programmes within legal frameworks, verify through supervisory visits and follow up with the relevant authorities to take any necessary measures, as it was able to carry out more than 2,000 inspection visits since the beginning of this year. Bahrain's national bodybuilding team achieved remarkable success at the 5th West Asian Bodybuilding Championship held in Oman. Mohammed Baklaf won the gold medal in the classic physique category, earning the title of Champion of Champions and securing an international professional card. Abdullah Mansour took second place in the classic physique 173 centimetres category, while Ali Ibrahim Kouayed took the bronze medal in the junior bodybuilding category. Jafal Al-Magani claimed the gold medal in the master bodybuilding category, while Elias Abdul Rasul won the bronze medal in the junior physique competition.